All right, what's up? What's up, guys? Sunday, May 21st. This is Gym Therapy Inc. My name is Jesse.
Alyssa.
And Justin.
And today we're here to talk about the role of being in charge, or if you want to call being a boss.
That's the way to come in hot.
Yeah.
You're like, hey guys, really happy to be here. That's a good start, Jesse.
Yeah, it was a little lethargic. Sorry.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
He was trying to concentrate real hard on the words he was saying.
Jesse's first one, so you guys just back off.
Yeah, take it easy. Come on now. I'm not used to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
sometimes the first one hurts.
Oh, it definitely does. And I'm going to remember this for a while. So, as far as being a boss goes, I had that experience a little earlier on in my life, but I also fell back into that role now in a completely different field. It's definitely, it changes your perspective on how things are done, especially when you advance through the role up to becoming the boss. Like,
yes.
Starting at the bottom.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah, because you kind of understand everybody, but then you realize, shit, all those easy decisions that I thought were the easy ones whenever I was a subordinate, now all of a sudden they're tough and you have to take into consideration like budgets and people and that stuff. It's like shit here I am.
Yeah.
Those decisions were definitely overlooked from a lower position. Like you didn't take into account, like you said, a lot of factors that weigh into certain decisions.
Yes.
I've said a lot of times, well, she's a manager. She don't have to do anything. All she has to do is make sure
Just
that
sit there.
the drawer's right in the cash
Yeah.
register, or yell at people. They don't have nothing else to do.
Yeah, and it's really easy too as a just an employee. There's always that minimum wage-ish employee that walks around saying this place would fall apart without me. Yeah. Kind of like leading the stink huddle, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Little do they know there's been 30 before you, and there'll be probably 30 after.
Or more, yeah.
Yeah, we used to go like this and act like we were pulling a bomb off a grenade and throw it into the huddle. Just like, guys, split up, stop commiserating about how bad things are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that's the other thing too, that getting yelled at. Like, you think you get yelled at when you're a peon. You actually get yelled at a lot more when you're a boss.
Yeah.
And it's much more meaningful.
by the people you're the boss of.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Well,
I have an idea. Why don't we talk about like how you became a boss at first? Where'd you go?
Why don't you let him run it? It's his show.
Yeah.
I'm just giving him an idea.
I'm asking the questions here, lady. You know your role.
You can do what you want as long as you do it my way.
Well, first, I could say, like, as far as in the construction field, I worked my way up from being a peon, and it took me quite a few years. Whenever I worked for the company, a lot of people thought that, oh, this is, his family, because it was my cousin that was in charge of all the residential remodeling. And believe it or not, I wasn't favored at all. I was, it was not picked on, but
Expected the most out of.
yeah, and it's a lot easier to be a lot harder on someone that's family. Not that I was mistreated by any means. Believe me, not that way. But
no, but
expectations
in general in life. Did you ever notice that people are kind of mean to you say stuff to your spouse that you would never say to a stranger? Yeah. And when you're a kid and you argue with your parents, you say mean stuff. And sometimes when you know someone, you know your limitations with them, so you kind of push them because they kind of have to forgive you. Like, I'll be a little more blunt with you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you can't hate me. You didn't pick me. You can't hate me.
Yes.
Yeah.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago, and I said something. I don't know that I necessarily meant it. I said I hate the places that say we're like family.
Yeah.
We're like family, because sometimes it's you have to make business decisions as a boss or a subordinate, whatever.
Right.
And like that,
I went to a birthday party of one of my coworkers, and while we were at the birthday party, another coworker of mine was like, "Well, you welcome to the family. You're part of a family now."
Yeah, and I do like
in a sense, yes.
I do like the attitude, and I do like that. But sometimes, like, I just had a really bad experience one time. Like, we're like a family, and I'm like, I don't know. You've been divorced a couple times. Your kids don't talk to you. You don't really have. But like, are we like a family? Do I want to be in that part of it?
Yeah,
like,
this
and
ain't
not
no
saying
storybook.
anyone's wrong. Yeah. But if like your own family won't talk to you and you try to pitch somebody else on being like a family, and a lot of times it's somebody's way to make up for that, I guess too. But it's just be careful, because there's employers out there that use "we're like a family" just to manipulate you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that family role can be a double-edged sword.
It really can. Yeah,
absolutely. But yeah, that was something, I was very fortunate, right after I graduated high school, I moved down to Maryland and began doing residential remodeling, like I said. And I worked my way up. It took me a number of years. But, eventually I was the one that was, overseeing the job. And I was the guy that was given the responsibility to show other guys how to swing a hammer, use a screw gun, do whatever, just all around. I'm the one that's,
talking to the customers.
Yeah, answering to the homeowner.
Yeah.
It's it really is. It's you change your demeanor on a job site too, because I remember I'd, cuss like a sailor whenever, I was the, up and coming or whatever, the
flicking cigarette butts in the grass, not worrying about it.
Yeah. And my cousin constantly, why are all these fucking cigarette butts, and it's like, you know what? Now I understand exactly what he meant and why I need to conduct myself in a certain manner, especially when there's homeowners or other potential customers around, because that reflects a lot, not only on myself, but, on him as well.
It sounds like you had a really good teacher there.
No, I couldn't be more grateful and more thankful for everything that Matt has done for me. And
and you realize too, when you're in someone's home, you represent yourself, you represent your family, you represent whoever you're tied to, emotionally most of the time, and who you're employed by, whatever recreational teams you're on.
Yeah.
So when you're out somewhere, you represent everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's different rules when you're inside someone's home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially if they have children or, it's like you really got to watch your P's and Q's, even though you're the typical construction worker, which we weren't. We were awesome construction workers. We were good at what we did.
No, you did.
We weren't.
Just top notch.
We weren't no PennDOT.
No,
we did well.
Yeah, he's not like other girls.
No. Not me. But yeah, it's, I fell into that role for, I don't know, probably 3-4 years of, being in charge and being the guy at the top. But then after my whole, life story of getting hurt and getting out of the construction business.
How'd you get hurt?
Fell off a roof. Had a seizure on top of one of the additions we were doing.
Hold up. Did you have a seizure then fell off the roof? Or did you fall off the roof then have a seizure?
That's why the doctor said that I survived, was because I went up onto the addition after meeting with the homeowner, and the shingles actually were on back order, so the whole roof was under tar paper.
So you're just buying time. Had a seizure, and
because we
just
already
like,
had
hey guys, don't worry about the supplies. I'm gonna die. I'd literally die for you guys. That's what I'd be telling them.
The shitty part is they I was no longer allowed on the job site after that, and it was
like not even allowed to be there at all.
Nope, because I was, and I can completely understand from the homeowner's perspective, because it was, I like I said, I went up on the roof to re-tar paper the ridge cap, and the homeowners were still inside of the addition. They heard 2 thumps. One was the 30-pound roll of felt paper rolling down the roof, and then the second series of thumps.
You felt that, didn't you?
Yeah. It was me wearing a tool belt, tumbling down the roof, and they looked out the double hung window and seen my body fly off the roof.
How far up were you?
21 feet. And,
yes.
The doctor said that the only reason I survived, the same sense as drunk driver, they are completely taken by surprise. There is no
the body's relaxed.
reaction. Yes. If I was, conscious, I would have been tense as shit. And thank God I wasn't. I, ended up breaking my arm in 3 places, fractured my vertebrae, and definitely took my life for a completely different direction.
So we've talked about this before in your history with abuse.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Life prior to, how old were you?
Let's see, it was December 17th of 2015. So
35-ish, 30.
He's 35 now.
Oh, no,
Yeah, I'm
sorry,
35
20,
now.
28, basically.
Yeah, 27, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your history with drugs prior to this?
Recreational, strictly. Like in high school, I did the party drugs. I smoked weed like, no other. Once I started making some money on my own, like I said, with construction, on the weekends, I'd do the psychedelics and stuff. And like I said, the party drugs, ecstasy, cocaine.
Yeah, that's just no big deal.
Yeah, you can just do it and then stop, though, is like what we're saying.
What's funny about this is I had a friend tell me, he's like, I didn't even get drunk. I drank 12 beers. And he's like, that was just it. And then you take someone that doesn't drink at all and you hear them say, like, I only had 12 beers. That's huge.
That's
like, for someone that doesn't drink at all, and we're so nonchalant
it's
about,
very
like,
true. Saying, oh, just ecstasy, just cocaine. Yes, to some people, it's like, oh my God, Jesus. But
yeah, I watched some kids present something a couple weeks ago, and they said, if you got to be talking about press pills with fentanyl and all that shit.
Yeah.
But she's like, if you just want to take an oxy or they said, if you just want to take an oxy, just take the edge off. And then on the screen, there was like an oxy 30. And I was like, dude, that's more than taking the edge off. And
Absolutely.
It was just so nonchalant.
For people that don't take it, like somebody take that and could legit overdose.
Yeah.
Well, and
their body's not used to it.
It was so just relaxed. Like, it's just like common for teenagers to do. And I was like, I don't like that.
Well, and especially nowadays. So allow me to retract my statement about, just
official retraction.
I do not condone that kind of behavior to begin with.
Yeah.
I did at a younger age. And once again, times were different because now I don't care if it's just weed. Like you run the risk every single day if you're buying something not from a store with the fentanyl.
Fentanyl is just
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely not safe.
That to say that was all I did. I did have control of it because it wasn't something I'd do it once a month if
I think addiction starts in different places, but once you're actively drug seeking, that's when it's when you wake up on a random Thursday morning and all you can think about is...
That's the first thing you think about.
Yeah, that was one thing I never did was intermix. The weed smoking, yes, I did. I especially working construction, I do that on a daily basis.
Yeah,
but
I don't have a problem.
Yeah, that's...
I hate smoking weed. I hated it even when I did it, but I only did it because Adam was doing it. So
yeah, I honestly quit that, and I get terrified now. I haven't smoked weed like that for probably almost 10 years. I get like schizophrenic, paranoid, whenever. But
the 3 S's: schizophrenic, seizures, and sexy as hell. Jesse.
especially while having the seizures. I mean, I'd be a cover model. I'm adorable when flopping around, drooling and foaming.
But you don't know what you look like.
No, but I've been told I'm
terrified. That's not a far stretch.
Yeah.
You saw what I looked like when I had a seizure, though.
Yeah. But that kind of knocked me down a peg. Whenever I fell into that addiction, and I definitely lost the ability to maintain that same role. Like one of the things I did enjoy about being, in charge and teaching people, not only taking pride in my work, but then also there's a guy, Lewis, that, when he first started out, I mean, this boy would hit his fingers 10 times before he'd hit the nail. And,
that's frustrating, I'm sure, to stand there and watch.
But the fact that he was adamant about learning and he wanted to, and I wanted to teach him. It's just so cool, like, to see that progress through someone else and then them start to take pride in their work. First they're just trying to learn. They're just trying,
But that is true. That's a good feeling.
That's also what your boss or cousin saw in you. Like he saw those things change.
I don't know how he saw through. He had some clarifying goggles on because I know I was a little shit. I know I was at the beginning, and the fact that he stuck with me and
what's your relationship like now with him?
It's a little distant now. Like I honestly haven't seen him since I've gotten cleaned up.
Good.
I can still remember that. Yeah, he's got busy. Like his kids are growing up. Like they're doing big things. His 2 sons are deeply into baseball.
Awesome.
And they're freaking awesome at it. My little cousin Brady and Andrew. And but yeah, he lives in Maryland. You know, I'm up here in PA. But I do one thing I want to say, like the one Christmas get together we had, probably be 3 years ago this coming Christmas. I seen him, and you know, are still in addiction, and you know, other cousins and other aunts and uncles, you know, they put on the bullshit face, tell me they're happy to see me, they love me, you know. I don't know if any of them went as far to say you look good, because I'm quite sure I didn't, because when I got to Matt shook my hand, looked me in the eyes, and straight up said, "You look like shit."
Those are the friends you need too.
Yeah,
and that, like, because he knew me, like, you know, and not that my other family doesn't know me, but you know, it was.
He spent every day with you.
Having perspective though, and being able to recognize that sort of stuff, and also too, that seems like the type of friend where, or a relative, but you haven't seen him in 2 years, whatever. But like if you see him tomorrow, it's like you didn't miss a beat.
Oh yeah.
And those seem like the best friends, the best people to have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that honesty that comes with that relationship is, you know, I can't wait till I see him again, because it ain't gonna be long. You know, we do have a tight family, right. And I can't wait for, you know, him to. Those are not gonna be the words that come out of his mouth whenever he sees me, and. I don't know. I just, because I've seen his wife, which is my real cousin since then. That's Heidi. I remember she's the one that she was up at the my aunt and uncle's anniversary. But anyways, you know, I told her, because like I said, she's my direct cousin, and you know, I told her to tell Matt hello, and I'm sorry for everything, and you know, because I did, I feel that I let them down.
Well,
but.
That someday will be something you need to do.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
not through her, but.
No, but just wanted, like I said. But that like I said, losing that position was probably a good thing, because it did knock me down a peg and brought things back into perspective. Because then, you know, not only going through my struggles, I had to completely change my occupation. And, you know, here, after getting clean, I finally settled into something that I can consider a career, and that's working at the brewery.
We're not necessarily talking about addiction today, but just for context, when you fell off the roof is when you were started to prescribe opiates.
Absolutely.
And opiates is what kickstarted everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just so everybody knows that.
Yeah. It was a downward spiral, and that's
for how long?
Pushing 7 years. Okay. You know, never had a criminal record in my life. Well, I do now. In and out of jail a good half a dozen times, and it's an eye opener, because you take certain things for granted. And once again, whenever I was working construction, my point of view on anybody that touched heavy drugs like that, if I knew you were using a needle for whatever, you know, anything outside of diabetes, you were a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And
it's amazing the way that we,
even if you had a history of it, you're like, you know, myself then seeing the person that I am now, knowing that I had a previous addiction, I still wouldn't have any place on my job site for you. You wouldn't be able to rake the grass up whenever I was done. And that was my perspective on it. Like, you were a piece of shit if you were a drug addict.
I listened to these two guys talk one time. They owned their own construction business, and they were, or I don't know what to do, garage doors or something. And they were former addicts, and they were talking about how they got clean, all that, how they owned their own business. And one of the kids in the group said, would you hire former addicts? And they're like, no.
That's the truth.
Awesome motivational speaker. Listen to what I say.
Whenever I worked at the hotel in Indiana, like every person that the GM hired, or my direct manager from the bar would hire somebody. It'd be like a week and a half, and they'd be nodding out at the front desk, and then get fired or quit. Then they get their first paycheck, then they quit, and she just kept giving these people chances. And they just kept screwing her over.
And I think you got to have a screening process, and you have to have a pretty good outlook and view and a lot of knowledge on this. And then you can hire certain people.
And it's, you know, one of the big telltale things is has to do with that first paycheck, because I can tell you right now at the job that I'm at, I guarantee you there's been at least a half dozen people, and I've worked there a year and a half now, that once they got their first paycheck, and we get paid bi-weekly. So it might not be for 3 weeks. It'd be, I've been clean for 4 months, this whatever. And the big telltale is when they get paid for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Especially working 7 days a week. You're pulling in, at the base rate, you're at least pulling in $1,500. And
it's a lot of drugs.
Yeah. And that's
Fridays, big commission checks in the car business are tough on some people too.
Yeah.
You get paid Friday and you get paid pretty decent chunk of money, and all of a sudden Joe doesn't show up on Saturday. It's like,
right.
I wonder what he did last night.
Yeah, it's a big.
And that's going back to the recreational thing that you were talking about. Guys
that
probably don't have, but they like to party.
Yeah.
It's a big personality in the sales world.
Absolutely, yeah. Mm-hmm. No, you're just that socialization skill, that carries over in your
pleasing, problem solving, all that stuff.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. You can see that big time.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see, guys that they actually do the first couple of weeks. They either they're damn good liars or they really do. They have the best of intentions, but I know how hard that can be, getting that first paycheck.
Sure.
Yeah,
because I've spoiled quite a few jobs that exact same way. Mm-hmm. I'm never going to tell you that I wasn't that guy for a certain period of time.
Sure.
But it's hard. Like, I try to use my background with. There's a couple guys, two in specific that I didn't get close to, but I opened up to them about me being a former addict and telling them, look, this place can really help you out if you allow it to, because the amount of time that you dedicate to work was 7 days a week. And this place will keep your ass out of trouble. Mm-hmm. You're too tired to go out, it's, and it is good money. Just put it away. Don't look at it. And, 2 months down the road, you'll have a nice cushion. You'll be proud of yourself.
Many more drugs.
You
buy drugs for everybody.
You'll be, everybody will be calling you. You ain't going to have to call nobody.
It'll be a charcuterie board.
I mean, well, I don't want to throw in any kind of negativity, but on the flip side, that place could just certainly mess some people's lives up completely.
And it's
not because of their paycheck, because of what you actually do.
Yeah.
What do you do? Talk to us about that. What's your daily?
I'm in the production side of a company called City Brewery. It's the old Rolling Rock Brewery in downtown Latrobe, and we there's a batching side which does all the the batching of. We do beer, we do some seltzers, hard seltzers, spiked seltzers. But we also do Spindrift, which is just a normal seltzer water. There's.
Oh, I like those Spindrifts.
Yeah.
I'm a seltzer water drinker, all right?
Yeah.
Well, add the lemon Spindrifts, my favorite drink.
Oh,
it's
shit.
Just little.
You guys are crazy.
No, it's just a little lemon.
I like seltzer water too. I never did until I started, when I lived here, and I drank it whenever you guys did, but. Yeah, that's besides just regular water and that, I don't drink anything else.
I was taking my medicine and there was a Spindrift sitting beside the bed. Mm. And it's made with real fruit juice where bubbly and shit like that's not.
Okay.
And I took a drink of the Spindrift and it was straight fucking dirt.
No shit.
It wasn't dirt.
It was the ball. Oh.
I haven't drank one since.
Oh my God.
I haven't drank one since. I can't.
That's crazy. The one thing I will give
Hey, you're the one that told the story.
Shut up.
See, I still love City Brewery, but fuck you, Spindrift. You suck. I hate it.
I don't.
It's a pain in the ass to make.
Why?
Everything's always on hold. Their tolerances for pasteurization, it is very easy to over pasteurize. It is very easy to under pasteurize, and all the shit is water. And it's
no, it's not. It's fruit juice. Moldy ass fruit juice.
Yeah. That is one thing I will give them.
Did you just open it and it was
it was sitting by the nightstand and there was this much in it, an inch or so in it. And I tried to I don't know. It's just water.
Yeah.
I thought it was water. But so it wasn't.
And yeah, no, it has that ability to grow, because it's easy to get, with cans, you set it down, you don't remember exactly when you set it down, and then you go to take a sip out of it. It's like, oh shit, that's a week old.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Well, anyways.
But yeah, it's one other note on Spindrift. One of their things, grapefruit. That is they really do use real fruit juice because there is actually, even though it's extremely watered down and it's only like 8% per serving or whatever, but when we batch the grapefruit, that is the pulpiest stuff that they make. Like, because all of our fillers have a inline filter, and I want to say it's like 150 microns is the one that we use for Spindrift, and that sucker is so dirty when not dirty, but just
Molded.
pulp. Like
The pulpiest.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask if that's a new word, the pulpiest.
Yeah, and it's crazy. You pour out a cup of it and you don't see a single drop of pulp in it, but after you run in like 4,000 barrels of the stuff through this filter, you pull this filter out, it literally looks like, everybody knows what vomit looks like because it's that color of vomit, like that dirty orange, like
I can never drink it again. Just not. I'm out.
And that's I will give them that. There is real fruit juice because you wouldn't get the pulp any other way.
All right, well, why don't we take a pulpiest break here for a minute?
Yeah.
All right.
And that's talking pulp.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a 5-minute break. We're back.
All right, what's up, guys? We're back from a little break here. We're going to pick up where we left off with the brewery job that I'm currently holding. I started there December 7th of
Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers.
Been
It is.
there a long time.
Yeah.
Been there a long time. What was that? 1941, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Look at you, history.
Back in the
guys.
good old days.
But it wasn't a great day.
No, that was not a good old day.
All right. Jeez.
But yeah, December 7th. What is it? It was
2021.
2021 whenever I started there. And
Okay.
that was, the first serious job that I could say I had since construction. I knew going into it that, it was a union job. So that gave me a higher outlook on it. At the time, they were only starting out at $13.50. But, with it being the old Latrobe Rolling Rock Brewery, there was a lot of sense of pride in working there.
Well, and two, this was your first serious job in how many years?
Yeah.
So,
7.
And it was
7, 8
lots
years.
of work. It was consistent paychecks. It was kind of what you needed at the time.
Absolutely what I
13.50
needed.
2 years ago. It was a
Better.
hell of a lot better
It's
than Sheetz and McDonald's and
Yeah.
whatever. So
Well, and just the fact that, it was a union as well. I know, that not all union jobs are great, but being that it was a brewery, I knew the base of having the job security because,
It just, like today, it just blows my mind if someone's going to pay someone $13 an hour. Like,
Yeah.
if you're not entry, you deserve more than $13 an hour
of
because you
course.
can't
Yeah.
fucking live.
You can't.
just
You
No.
just
cannot
can't.
live.
Mhm.
It's almost impossible for anyone to live under like 50 grand right now. And
It's-
I know that sounds crazy, but like,
well, it's cheaper to buy a house rather than rent
but
nowadays too.
yeah, and it is, and it's a long process and whatnot. But the average rent's $1,500.
Yeah.
Your rent's supposed to be a quarter to a third of what
What's your
your
paycheck?
income is.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say the rent's $1,000. To make $1,000, you have to actually make $1,500.
Yeah.
All right, so $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month is like 30. You need to make at least like
Yeah, it'd be 4,500.
It's like $15,000 a year.
Yeah.
So that means you got to make at least 20
Yeah.
just to
to
live.
pay rent,
just
to pay rent,
and if you
yeah.
only make $40,000, $50,000 a year, that's half your income.
Yeah. And then you're looking at, you got all the other stuff, the bills, the food,
The
you know,
kids.
to and from. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
it's
all-
unbelievable. It makes me. I hate it. I hate
Yeah.
the world. I hate
It's-
everyone.
It's ridiculous. It really
Except for
has
you.
gotten out of control.
But
Yeah, the other big turn on with there was the benefits, and
Yeah, that's important.
it's
That's
yeah,
important. That's another thing.
I've never had benefits through a job ever in my life.
Do you
Yeah.
now?
So, yeah, I do now.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
yeah, and it does it saves you, a lot of headache, and just knowing that, they the types of insurance that they offer, with the dental, the eye, the ear, it's reassuring, especially, you don't give a damn about that stuff when you're 22, 23, but when you get to be, a little bit more mature, you look at those kind of things, and they definitely take a big factor in, deciding where you want to work. And like I said, going into this, I knew that it was something if I didn't screw this up, I could potentially make a decent life for myself here. And it was a little mundane at first, a little, repetitive, but yeah, I seen that I could grow within the company. There were other avenues I could take, if I got too, burn out or what have you with the packaging side, I could go over to the brew side, and I could learn how to actually make these batches for, whether it be beer or the soft drinks or what have you. It's
From when you started, how did you from when you started, how long did it take you to move up to whatever was next?
Well, first off, like the pay raise, they were actually in the middle of a scum with the contract between the company and the union, and they wound up going on strike. I was unable to go on strike because my job was not currently protected at the time, because I was still under
90 days.
No, it's 120 for your probationary period, and they went on strike. Oh boy, what was it? I forget the month. I want to say it was February. Maybe even a little. It was like the following spring. But yeah, they wound up coming to an agreement. Gave everybody. I went from 13. I think it was 13.15 because I got 15 cents for the shift differential.
Oh yeah, you did 15 cents.
Ooh, that's big.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Holy shit, pizza party.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're splurging now. But I shot up to 16.65
in 3 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was, just with the contract. But once I began to learn a lot of the positions, I got another promotion up to a filler operator, and I was only there for a short period of time because somebody that was on medical leave before had come back, and they retained their
position?
Their position, their seniority in the rankings of the union. And by seniority, you get to pick which job you have. And filler operator was a premium job, which you get another, depending on how long you've worked there, it goes anywhere from 50 cents up to like another $2.50.
Okay. All right. So how long did it take you? So 3 months, you went from grunt start to a little different position, full time, and then how long you been there now?
Year and a half now. Like I said, it's a little over, and I've been a foreman for at least, I don't know what, probably about 6 months now.
Yeah, but you started as just a fill-in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what kids get a lot of shit now for not wanting to work, and millennials really changed the landscape of work.
It is insane.
Because work has become so much more than paychecks now. You got to do something. Like I say all the time, I didn't come here to have a bad time.
Yeah.
And there's so many bosses that are like, you have to work, works your life. No, works your life. My life has something, it has
nothing to do with you.
No.
In this job. Yeah.
Like my job now, I get to do some cool stuff. So it's really, you get to help a lot of people, and it is. Ben, our owner, says all the time, like, hey, we don't do this just for the paycheck. You do get some fulfillment out of it.
Absolutely.
And I think millennials changed that. We're like, fuck you, I'm not going to come work for you 9 to 9, for no money and not have a life.
I had my kid yesterday. She was helping me pick glass off of this thing, and she got like the legit tiniest cut on her fingers. He's like, oh, Mom, I need a Band-Aid. I'm like, oh my God, rub some dirt on it.
Yeah,
like,
with that being said, like if you work hard now and occasionally rub some dirt on it, you can progress pretty quickly.
Oh,
absolutely.
Sure.
Do you guys want to know what I figured out this week?
What's that?
When my dad or mom need to go like to a home when they're older, I'm just going to tell them walk it off. That's what he told me. Rub some dirt on it, Dad.
Yeah, that's a little cold.
They will never go to a home, and you know that.
They won't ever. No,
They'll die in that house.
Oh boy!
By rubbing some dirt on it.
Yeah, pretty much, or eating it, whatever.
This shit ain't working no more. Why am I just getting infections now? Yeah, it is sad though to see. You know, it's the work ethic has literally plummeted with some of the younger generation folk. I can't apply it across the board, but I know whenever I was started out lower in this business, it was tough to look up to certain people because some of them were like just straight assholes. Like I hated being around some of the bosses.
Sure.
But I have aspired to be like, I get along with everybody in that building. There might be a select 2 or 3 that are just assholes. Pretty sure they know who they are. I don't know if they'll watch this, but I'm pretty sure.
We're on to you.
Yeah.
We know your secrets.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, for the most part, I guarantee you ask anybody in there, they never really had any sort of confrontation with me, nor have I had with them. And I like to keep it that way, friendly basis.
Except
and
for whenever they tried to tell you to wear a bumper cap rather than a hard
that
hat.
wasn't coworkers. That was just the asshole safety instructor.
Well, you're used to wearing a helmet because of your seizures, right?
Yeah, that's riding a short bus, always riding down the road. Just yeah, I need the added protection. Back off. But it's, playing that role of not only being friendly, but also, leading by example. There's certain instances where we have to get down and dirty with cleaning certain things. And it's like, I'm not going to be that dude that's like, go do this. I'm going to go smoke a cigarette or eat some food while y'all are, getting grimy and dirty or busting your ass, whatever. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to do it with you. But I'm going to make sure that you're doing it right because I'm doing it right. You ain't going to half-ass it. I'm not half-assing it. So there's absolutely no reason that you should.
Yeah.
And
attitude reflects leadership.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's, I ain't scared to work. And they're damn sure you shouldn't be scared to work. If you don't like it, there's people that bitch about the 7 days a week, which I get. But you know what? You get certain companies that won't literally, they'll make you clock out at the 40 hours.
Yeah.
You ain't getting 40 hours in 3 minutes. You're getting 40. You're getting 39.9.
A job where you're making over $15 an hour.
Yeah. And it's, and I get it. It's hard to enjoy the money when you don't have time to spend it. But, just like the old saying, make hay while the sun shines, because we just had layoffs at Christmas time. Like summer is the busy season for alcohol.
Because everybody's drinking.
Yeah.
It is ironic that with addiction history that you do work in a brewery.
Yeah.
And it really gives you a chance to say no. And sometimes you need those little moral victories sometimes too, just to be like, look, I can do it.
Yeah.
Look, I can do it. And I know that you don't necessarily have a problem with alcohol and you can drink, casually, like recreational, whatever, like we were talking about before. But it probably is like every day you wake up and the fight's right in front of you.
It literally is right in your face.
And sometimes when it's far away, it's like, well, whatever.
It's easier to ignore, not even acknowledge.
There's so many people that have to take every cigarette out of their house and never look at them again.
Right.
There's other people that need to carry a pack of cigarettes in their pocket just so they don't smoke
just so
them.
they can say no.
Yeah.
It is. It's and I've seen a couple of people fall victim to that too. Coming in and it's a brewery. Of course, people drink on a job, but you first of all, if you don't it's not like it's a fucking party, because believe me, this
you guys
place
taste test and stuff. You don't get drunk at work.
No, and it's you get some people that come there and they treat it like they broke into a candy store.
Drink for free.
Yeah, they're in the middle of a store and they've got all night to do whatever they want, and it's not that case at all. You need to, not only are you operating around heavy machinery, there is shit that can kill you in a split second in there. These machines, they're so big, so powerful. The amount of electricity or hydraulic power going to these, your arm is not going to stop. You put your whole
machines, like we talked a couple weeks ago about the morality of drugs.
Yeah.
Machines don't have a moral compass.
No.
You put your face in there, your face is getting smashed off.
Ripped off something,
You see what some of this shit can do. It's scary. And, believe me, we wouldn't be in business if we had people getting sloshed up. And that's why they immediately, they pick them out. And you're down the road, you you act like that, because not only are you liability to yourself and the company, the price tag of, if they get, a fatality on a job.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You're also, you're putting the other people that you're working around in danger too.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah,
Like, sure. You have a responsibility to
absolutely.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, didn't you get some, have an interview for a different kind of job?
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like I said, with my base of being able to pretty much run every machine in there now, being a foreman, having pretty much I've held the understanding of how each line operates and everything that goes into it, and it must come out of it. The next, I guess step. With me having the mechanical background that I do, I've always worked on shit. I've loved working, tinkering. I was always a kid that took shit apart just to see how it worked. Maintenance is, that's a same union, but it's, just a different branch. They maintain and work on all of these pieces of machinery in there, and everything from conveyor belts to, fillers to just all the mechanics and the electronics. Like you're dealing with 480 in there instead of a normal house is 120. You're talking about this stuff that the electric chair.
That's instant death.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. And with that role, also like I said, having the understanding of how every machine works and just the dynamics of it, I feel gives me a better chance at running maintenance and having, not running maintenance, but being a maintenance
worker.
Yeah, it's something that the opportunity arose, and I have signed up for it, and hopefully.
Didn't you interview for it too?
No, not yet.
All right, so you're a boss now.
Yeah.
Give me something unexpected that you learned that it just came out of left field. You didn't expect to learn it. While you think on it, I'll tell you. I'll tell you mine. You become a pseudo parent, uncle, aunt, whatever to these people, and they just ask you just random ass questions, like because you're a position of authority.
Not even such stuff that has to do with work.
Nothing to do with work.
And people will just put weird things on your plate. My very first day.
Holy shit.
My very first day, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This isn't even extreme, but my very first day as a manager, I was working in finance, and I hear the phone ring. Mm-hmm. And I hear a customer said, "Hold on, let me patch you through to finance." So I pick up the phone. I'm like, "This is Justin," and they say, "So and so there." Now, first day, and I yell out, "I'm like, hey, does so and so work here?" And I'm like, they're like, "No, he got fired." It was a bill collector.
Okay.
And I worked in finance.
Yeah.
And the salesperson just didn't want to deal with it. So they're like, "Well, you work in finance." I was like, the guy was not paying his bills. Like, I don't even know who this person is. Why would you do that? Just tell him no, he doesn't work here.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's hilarious.
What am I doing? Yeah.
I don't know his social. I don't know where he lives.
Right?
No.
Right?
I don't even know the guy at all.
Yeah, well, you work in finance.
Bills, finance.
It ain't got nothing to do with
I guess.
Yeah. That now that you said that about you're a boss, but like people approach you on a personal level on certain shit. It's like, I mean, I may be somebody to look up to in here, but it doesn't
out in the world.
Yeah,
out in the world.
Like,
but if you had the ability to advance and become a boss and whatnot, then you do have. You should know it.
You should know.
You should have something.
You should know a hell of a lot more than everybody else because now you're the boss.
Yeah, and it's one of the things that I've learned to do a lot better is, I hate to say it, is tolerate stupidity.
Yes, there's different ways to say that, but it is. And also you kind of learn your employees, how they think, strengths, weaknesses, you can go where, do what. It's, you kind of have to coach the team you have.
You do. And, it's tough some days, but yeah, I don't want to say that too bluntly. Like the ignorance is one thing, and I am 110% not only tolerant but acceptant, because there ain't a single person that's worked any job in their entire life that they've walked into knowing everything.
I ask a billion questions.
Yeah.
I ask a billion questions. I'm real dumb. So,
and that honestly is in my opinion, is the best policy. You don't know, ask, because there's no.
I tell the person that's teaching me, I'm like, I'm going to ask a bunch of questions, so just be ready for it.
That's kind of the way, and you might show you're stupid a little bit, but that's the only way you can get smart. So,
and that's absolutely right. You ain't never gonna get cut down for asking something or being, telling somebody that you need help doing something because you're not completely sure and you don't want to screw it up. You get a lot more respect, I think, from that, at least from myself.
Well, if you need to learn what the difference between an impact gun and is it a drill, Jesse will tell you.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the only person that.
He's the only person that knows it. I definitely
Sounds
don't.
a little personal. All right. You guys want to wrap it up? You got any closing statements? Anything? First, I have some. I'm going to ask questions and answer them myself. But
that sounds like Alyssa.
Yeah, right, I just want to say good job watching you over the course of the last year or so. Sometimes. You're here about every fourth show or whatnot now, and Alyssa that gets a lot of credit for a lot of the things she has overcome. But you guys met in rehab, and you have been able to build yourself your relationship and become solid citizens and really good people. And I'm happy for you two to be together.
Thank you.
As Alyssa and I, our relationship, kind of renewed, and we have this weird like uncle, father, cousin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I approve.
Yeah.
It's it is. It's been a journey. We ain't perfect, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Good.
More than delighted.
The place we got is huge, and it's a pain in the ass right now to get together, but we just don't have any time right now. And the time we do have, we're sleeping and reading.
Well, and I wanted to tell you that too. Just don't
ever do it.
Well, you don't have to rush it. This is your life. Just take it slow and do it as you go. Like a guy gave me advice years ago. He's like, don't remodel your house all at once. He's like, take one room. He always said take one room at a year. Now you guys just moved there and you want to paint, but just one room at a time.
Yeah.
Do a little bit. You have so much room. It's not like you can. How do you two take up all the space anyway? So.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, thank you for the acknowledgement.
Sure, absolutely.
I couldn't, I don't like to pat myself on the back, but I do know the leaps and bounds that I have overcome, here within the past. Just this job for real has helped hold me together because, seeing my progression on how far I've come in just this short amount of time reassures me that I still got it. And, coming out of addiction, it doesn't matter how good of a person you are. A lot of times you need that reassurance that, I still got this. I put my head to something and I can accomplish it.
Yeah.
And that is a good feeling. Everybody needs to feel that feeling.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, don't ever give up. Keep a good work ethic. Just keep your eyes focused on the goal. And I promise you with a little dedication, anybody can do whatever the hell they want. So
awesome. All right, guys.
Good
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Go outside.
Yeah. Get some exercise.
Yeah. Don't be an idiot.